Hi everyone! In this video we're going to talk about how to play When Johnny Comes Marching Home, which is the 8th song, second to last, penultimate, there's your buzzword for the day, song in the Recorder Karate 2 book. We're first going to see what notes we need for this song. We need E, G, A, B, high C, high D, and now high E, which is a new note. It's not too hard to play though, I promise. We're then going to come down here. Let's see, we've got our treble clef like we always do. We are in 3/4 time. So 3 beats per measure, quarter note gets the beat. And we're starting with our anacrusis there, our pickup notes. We're starting on beat 3. So 1, 2, and then you start playing on beat 3. It's just a little bit before the main beat. Okay? So looking at this, obviously we have a new note to learn. So high E is in the top space of the treble clef. If you remember, the spaces of treble clef spell face. So F is in the bottom space, and then A in the second space, C in the third space, and then finally E is in that top space. Face. Just remember to go from the bottom up and you'll have no issues with that. We've got that. So to play high E, we're going to look over here. It shows you where E is, and then it shows what looks a lot like the low E, and the only difference is that there's only, this hole is half covered. And we actually call that half holing. And when you go above the high D, you need to use a half hole so that it goes up the octaves. So this is low E and high E. I'm going to try and turn my recorder a little bit. And so what you're going to see is that I'm only just kind of rolling my thumb off just a little bit to get from the low E to the high E. The fingering's the same. It's a very slight motion. You can use more air on these upper notes. And you actually need to use more. So the lower you are on the recorder, the less air you use because it'll squeak up. But when you're high, there's nowhere to squeak up to. You're playing the highest notes on the recorder, and so you need to use a little bit more air. We can play comfortably up to a high G using the half hole on your soprano recorders. On a professional soprano recorder, you can get some other high notes, but I won't write anything above G for you for Honor's recorder because it's not accurate. I can't even get a high A accurately on this recorder. But if we were to keep going, we've got our high E. And I got it that time. So that was high E, F, G, A. For this song, all you need is that high E, which looks just like low E, but remember the thumb is a little bit off in the back, allowing some air to pass through there. Other than that, just as a reminder, we've got tied notes, which we've seen several times before. Tied notes, the tie connects 2 like notes. So 2 of the same pitch, not necessarily the same duration. So here we've got a dotted half note attached to a quarter note. Dotted half gets 3, and a quarter note gets 1. So you're going to hold that for 4 beats without a break. This is the thing that people are most likely to miss in this, that and they try to play not F sharps in this one. There are no Fs, but sometimes people will try to play B flats. So make sure that you're playing B natural, that you're using a half hole on the high E, and that you're holding those ties and not replaying the note. I'll still say it. First thing you should do is to make sure you can identify your notes. And once you can do that, speak them in rhythm, then do the fingers and speak in rhythm, and finally then you play your recorder. Again, if you try to skip steps, it's going to be harder to learn. This is the best way that you can learn, is by actually just taking the time to go through the steps. I know it's a little tedious sometimes, but it really does help. So here is When Johnny Comes Marching Home. And that's that. I wish you the best of luck with this song, and I hope all of your schooling at home is going well, and that I get to see you really soon. Take care.